my name is Francine Milford and I'm the owner-creator of Tuning Fork Therapy. This video goes hand in hand along with the book, Tuning Fork Therapy Level 1. In this book, we're going to demonstrate many techniques that you can use with your tuning forks. I'm not going to go into the history on this video, but it'll be all in the books. So make sure you have a book on hand. When you order your Tuning Fork Therapy Level 1 certification, what you're going to receive is this book, this set of student harmonic set of tuning forks, a hockey puck, and a little video. And what you're going to do is, when you get your tuning fork set, what I want you to do is go ahead and open it and take out the tuning forks and place them out in front of you. I want you to put it from the highest or the tallest tuning fork on down to the shortest tuning fork. And then take a look at them. And what you're going to see is that the tallest tuning fork says C, 256 Hertz on it, and the shortest tuning fork says C, 512 Hertz. If you're sitting at a piano, this is the middle of the piano. We call that the middle C. Sometimes you can call it the low C, so you know the difference between the low C and the high C. Together, from C to C is an octave. And the piano has several octaves. If you're sitting, you'll see the white keys. These are the white keys from C to C. You'll see another set and another set going up, and you'll see another set and another set going down. What I want you to realize is, just by looking at your set, and you're looking at, they start tall and then go down, that the higher up the piano you go, the higher the tones are, the shorter your tuning fork is going to look. And that's how you end up with the angel tuning forks, which are quite small. By the same reasoning, if you're going down the piano and there's getting louder and deeper, then the tuning forks are going to get quite tall. And that's where you come out with the auto forks, and even the unweighted is very long. So when you go down and you're going to get the taller forks, one of the tallest forks that are made currently is this. It's 25 Hertz, and this has what's called weights on them. So whenever you see the ball of metal like this is called weighted tuning fork. So this is a weighted tuning fork. This is not a weighted tuning fork. What they've done is, instead of making the tuning fork this tall, which is what it would need to be to do the 25 Hertz, they took this extra amount of material, rolled it into a ball, and put it on the ends so that they can make the fork shorter. If you're familiar with the tuning fork, it comes to about here with the weights on it. Without the weights, it would be actually this tall. So this is what they do, and that's the difference. A lot of people like weighted tuning forks because it sounds louder, it holds the sounds longer, but do you need to have them? No. Because actually I don't like to work with weighted ones too much outside of the tuning fork, because my fingers would get tired at the end of the day, especially if I had several clients that day. Holding the tuning forks can get quite hard. So let's go ahead and talk about holding the tuning forks. So when you hold the tuning forks, one thing I like about the student fork is that it has a little notch. And what I want you to do is hold your fingers on that notch, and that's the proper place to hold your forks. Then you're going to go ahead and take the activator. You measure 2/3 of the way down your fork, and this is where I want you to activate it. And it's a little like a little karate chop move. That quick. That's the best way to activate your fork. You can use a lot of different things to activate your fork. Another common one is the mallet. You can use it like that. You can even turn around, use it like that. You can use a block of wood like this. If you want to soften it, use your hand, the meat of your hand. Use the top of your thigh And that will help to soften the tone in case your clients become agitated with a large, loud sound. Another thing you can do is the harder the object, the louder the sound's going to be. So you notice the difference between this and this to the soft. You can also hit it on a carpeted floor if you like. You can also hit two together. But be careful, because if you go to the corners, you're going to end up chipping your tuning forks. And there's not much you're going to be able to do after you've chipped them. You can sand, but there's just not that much you can do to keep your pure quality of your tones. So let's talk about the number for a second. Every tuning fork has its own number. This tells you a lot, and basically it was created by Mr. Hertz, and what it is how many times the tuning fork vibrates or goes back and forth in a second. So when you activate your tuning fork, it's going back and forth, sometimes so fast your naked eye can't see it. In this case, you're not going to be able to see anything probably over 200. It's just going to be too fast for you. But if you take a tuning fork like this, which is 25, you can see it actually moving back and forth. And if you count really fast, you'll be able to count 25 times vibrations per second. And that's for the 25 Hertz got. This is from the bone tuning fork set. I use a 25 and a 50 for that. Again, see that? I usually activate large forks like this a little differently. Usually I'll have it set on the person I'm working on, and then I will bang it like that. To me, that just works better than using one of these. How to clean your tuning forks. Try to avoid corrosive materials like harsh detergents. And what I do is I just use a simple cleaning solution that I use on my massage table. So when I clean the massage tables, I'm going to clean them also with this and wipe them with a paper towel or a soft rag. Another thing is, if I'm using them directly on the skin, I will use an alcohol wipe before and after each use, just for hygiene purposes and sanitation. To store your tuning forks, you can store them in the little case that you were given, or you can get yourself a block. This is one of my home projects. I actually made this block myself with my husband helping guide me, and you can store your tuning forks standing up like this, and then that would be fine too. This is actually the premium harmonic set. So we have the student harmonic set, and you can tell the difference because of the notch. And this is just a little bit more powerful. Now, why did I choose this? Well, because number one, it keeps the cost down for when you first purchase your set. And I still use this set for pets, for children, and for the very ill elderly people. Because for a lot of people who are really, really sick, these tones are going to be too loud for them. So these I say for people who are just into sound therapy, who really want to just enjoy it or maybe get some balancing. But children and pets are very keen senses. You don't need louder is better. It just doesn't work. It may work for you, but it doesn't work for your client. And ultimately, as a therapist, you're going to have to decide, are you in this for you or are you in it for your client? So you're going to make decisions based on how you feel about your practice. We're going to talk about the different parts of the tuning fork. These long tines are called tines and prongs. This very flat surface at the very tip is called the top of the tuning fork. This round part is called the yoke. And the base, called the base, the handle, or the stem of the tuning fork. And the very bottom, what you would consider the bottom of the tuning fork, is what I'm going to call the tip. So whatever you see in the book where it says put the vibrating tip of the tuning fork on this part of the body, this is what I'm referring to, like this. Not this, I'm referring to this as the tip of the tuning fork. We talk about the different methods and techniques of using tuning forks in level 1 training. First, we have the spiral. To do the spiral, I want you to take your tuning fork, activate it, and then do a circle that's about a pie shape. So it's about 10 inches over the area. Now, of course, when you get to the throat and to the brow, it's a little bit of smaller circle, so we're looking more of a 6 to 8 inch and not such a big pie. But when we're doing the other chakras, there's plenty of room. So I want you to start as a big circle, about 1 inch off the body, and then I want you to slowly make that circle smaller and smaller as you lift it up off the body, counting to about 20 to 30 seconds, till you hit about 10-12 inches off. Take it up, shake it off. Then I want you to reactivate it again and do the circle again. Slowly bringing it in and up off the body. Now, you can do these circles, and in the book I just have them 3 times on each of the chakras. But if you're finding a chakra in need, you can do it as many times as you need to do it in order to activate and open that chakra. So the next thing is horizontal technique. So you're going to activate your tuning fork, and you're going to place the flat tines against the body. And you're going to bring it to one end of the body, over to the other, and back again. We are actually doing an entire area. So think of your body, and we're doing from side to side and back again. So we're doing that whole surface area, not just the one chakra. That's going to come later when you're doing the chakra forks and just going to then concentrate and focus on the chakras. We're actually doing and taking care of the whole area with our harmonic set, okay? So you're going to activate it, and you're just going to go back. I like to count to about 10 seconds one way, and then 10 seconds back the other way. But you can do 15-20 seconds. It just depends on how good of an activator you are and just what you're feeling. And I'd like you to go slow, because this is the way you're going to assess the body's condition. In Reiki and other work, we use our hands to assess what's going on in the body, but the tuning fork will actually do that. And we're going to actually think about that and look at that later. But anyway, you're going to do this, and if you see little dips or swirls, or you hear a tone that's just off, that means that there's something going on in that area you're going to need to stop and take a look at. I usually do one pass, one way and back. I shake it off, I activate it again, and repeat this for 3 times. Now, if I find something going on, I'll stop and I'll do what's called the direct contact. So that means that what you're going to do is activate the fork and put that tip directly on that area that you find there's something going on there. So it's not, you don't have to know what's going on, you don't have to diagnose or anything like that. What you're doing is just, okay, this area it has said to you that something's going on, and you're just going to do that. So we're going to put the direct contact for about 20-30 seconds, shake it off, activate it again, put it back on, and I like to do that for 3. So just remember the matching number is 3. You can always do more, or you can even do less. So after I've done that, I'll go ahead back over and I'll do the horizontal again, just to see if anything has changed. If it hasn't changed and I'm still picking up that something's going on in that area, I'll go ahead and activate again and put direct contact. So this can happen for 1 time, 5 times, 10 times, however long it does, and I'll stay in this area until it is no longer requiring my services. So in reality, you may stay in one area for half an hour to an hour, and that's okay. It's whatever the client needs. So the other thing besides direct contact is indirect, and what that means is it's placed above the body. So you would activate your fork and you'd place it about 1 inch off the body. For energy workers, they can actually feel this sometimes more intensely than when it's on the body, because we're talking about the aura then. You know, we all have the aura, and that's what we're placing it on, the aura. Why you would place this above the body is if there's contraindications for your client. Say they have a rash. Well, you don't want to put your fork on somebody's rash. So you would want to place the indirect contact above a client who has contraindications for you putting the fork directly on it. People who may have contraindications would be people who have rashes or hives, open sores, or wounds and things like that nature, so you're going to actually hold it above the body, not on the body. So the last two is called the roll, and usually I do that after doing the double toning, which you'll get in the toning tape. You can watch that in the toning tape, and what it is you're going to activate the C and C, which are the ends of the octave, and you're going to just go ahead and roll. And I like to do it from head to toe, down the center, and back up again. I shake it off. I do it again, from head to toe, and toe back up to the head, and shake it off on one side, activate it again, and then I do it down the other side and back up again. So you can watch those videos on the toning section to see the roll, plus on your main training. And that's usually done with the CNC, but you can do it with any forks. And when you get into more of the elemental and you start combination forks, and in the book in level 1 will be some combinations to do specific things in the body, like stimulate digestion and things like that, or even for sedating, you may choose 2 different forks for your specific client's needs. Alright, and then the last one is the wave. And what the wave is you're just going to activate a fork and you're going to wave it over an area. How this is different than a horizontal is, in horizontal we want to balance the work that we have just done by opening the chakra. The wave, we're just actually going to be in the aura itself. We're not going to be in directly on the body, it's all in the aura, and you can go over many layers of the aura. And in fact, we'll do a lot of waving in future books, especially when we're going to, the book where we're going to be working on the aura field. So in the book we talk about kinesiology, and one of the things is called muscle testing. In the book we have the client extend the arm fully, but this can fatigue the client. So another variation is we just have them bend their elbow. And the first thing you want to do is establish a yes and no answer. So with your two fingers of your dominant hand, I just ask the question, give me a yes answer. And then what you're going to do is apply pressure and feel what the resistance feels like. And that's going to be your yes answer. Then ask the client to give me a no answer. Give me a no answer. And see the difference. So give me a yes. Release it. And don't be quick in between asking. And give me a no. So we're going to hold this here please. And we're going to start with the C tuning fork for the root. You're going to activate it. You're going to hold it over the root, and then you're going to ask the question, do you need more of this? And the answer is no, she does not. So we're going to go ahead and put that down. We're going to go ahead and take the sacral fork, activate it here. We're going to ask the question, do you need more work here? And the answer is yes, she does. So at this point, we're going to stop working, and we're going to do the spirals 3 times. And then we're going to do the horizontal to level that out again. Remember, 20 seconds. Shake it off. And then we're going to go ahead and ask the question again. So go ahead and activate the fork. Hold it over the sacral. Do you need more work here? And the answer is no. So we can go ahead and put that fork down. We're going to grab the solar plex, ask the question, do we need more work here? And the answer is no. Very good. Put that down. We're going to grab the F fork for the heart, hold it there, ask the question, do you need more work here? The answer is no. We have the throat, and we're going to ask the question, do you need more work here? And the answer is no. We're going to go ahead and grab. Now, as you can see, as you go up, it's going to be a little bit harder to grab. So it'd be nice if you could learn to do this with both hands. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the tuning fork over her brow and ask the question, do you need more work here? And the answer is no. And then finish up with the B tuning fork at the crown chakra, asking if she needs more work here, and the answer is no. So it's a little bit harder to do more root at the bottom of the feet for the earth start, but normally the root will cover all the legs, so you don't have to worry about reaching, and then you'd be finished. So this is just one of the ways to decide how to use the fork. So as you can see, the session is done. Now if she needed more work, I would continue to work on that chakra until I got it finished, and it came across smooth that she didn't need any more work. Then you can turn her over and work on the back chakras in the same way. Thank you. demonstrate the spiraling and horizontal technique that you can do on yourself. We're going to begin with the C, the low C tuning fork. As you can see, I have them all lined up ready to go in the way that I'm going to use them. So we're going to start with the C first. Towards the root, you're going to start a 12-inch spiral. You're going to make that spiral smaller and smaller as you move further and further away. About 20 seconds, 20-30 seconds. Take it out, shake it out, activate again. Go ahead for the D, for the sacral. We're going to move on to the E at the solar plexus. F for the heart. G for the throat. A for the brow. B for the crown. And then the high C for the soul star chakra. And then we're going to say do. And when you're all finished, set your forks down. Put your hands on your lap. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Nice and slow and deep. Feel the vibrations through your body. See if there's any areas of stress or complaint or discomfort. And go ahead and bring your mind there now. And bring thoughts of peace and harmony. Relax and release. Inhale, relax, exhale, and release. You can do this every day to help clear the chakras, help keep your body in tone and healthy. lot of groups of people that I will not use direct contact with the tuning forks on. One of those groups are those that have stents or tubes placed into their body. They could be in the heart, they can be in the veins. You don't want to do anything that has the potential of dislodging or moving the stents or the tubes. Another group of people are pregnant women. Those women who are carrying babies, I like to avoid the abdominal area because it is filled with the amniotic fluid, which conducts the sound and could make the vibrations and sound much larger to the developing fetus. So you could do the rest of the body, just avoid that area. Another group is those people that have pins or screws placed in their body. You can do the rest of the areas, but just avoid that specific area where the pin is. Now, that's if the pin is made of steel, because steel has a vibration that goes along with the tuning forks. So if the pins are made of titanium or plastic or ceramic, then you're not going to have a problem. You can go right ahead, right directly on that area, and you're not going to have a problem with it. It's only those that are steel. Another group of people is those with broken bones or hairline fractures, and that's because you can cause great pain if you use a tuning fork directly on that area. Athletic trainers carry a tuning fork in their bags, so if an athlete is injured on the field, they take that tuning fork, activate it, and put it on that area that was injured. If the client screams out in pain, then they send them on to get an x-ray or MRI, because then they know that's been an injury to the bone. If the bone hasn't been injured, the vibration isn't going to hurt if it's just a muscular situation. And the last group of people are those with pacemakers. You can do the rest of the body and just avoid the heart where the pacemaker is. I don't want to do anything with vibrations that could cause a situation of it moving or shifting within that area. So just avoid it. We're here to help our clients, so let's do it wisely and efficiently and safely.